يا أيها الذين آمنوا قوا أنفسكم وأهليكم نارا وقودها الناس والحجارة عليها ملائكة غلاظ شداد لا يعصون الله ما أمرهم ويفعلون ما يؤمرون. يا أيها الذين كفروا لا تعتذروا اليوم إنما تجزون ما كنتم تعملون. يا أيها الذين آمنوا توبوا إلى الله توبة نصوحا عسى ربكم أن يكفر عنكم سيئاتكم ويدخلكم جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار يوم لا يخزي الله النبي والذين آمنوا معه نورهم يسعى بين أيديهم وبأيمانهم يقولون ربنا أتمم لنا نورنا واغفر لنا إنك على كل شيء قدير. الله سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. أفلا ينظرون إلى الإبل كيف خلقت وإلى السماء كيف رفعت وإلى الجبال كيف نصبت وإلى الأرض كيف سطحت فذكر إنما أنت مذكر لست عليهم بمسيطر إلا من تولى وكفر فيعذبه الله العذاب الأكبر إن إلينا إيابهم ثم إن علينا حسابهم. الله سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Do you need it? No. Okay, I have copies up here. Yeah.
I didn't go home either.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. What about the evaluation?
The evaluation is in here
Which is
too.
9, not 10.
It's just the revised chapter 9. Yeah. I left all the rest of the evaluations in the office. Yeah, so I'm gonna go back and get those really quick.
Thank you. Is this finished?
Okay.
I don't know if his mom, Mustafa's mom first shared. And then I don't know about the rest. That's what he said. Yeah, 2 other ones. Yeah, but mostly he did that first for his mom.
Or pink. Yeah.
Thanks, Tom.
I might as well just pass this evaluation.
You know if this was purposely left blank or you don't know?
I do not.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah. No, chapter 10's up here. Sorry. It's up there. Just right up here.
Good.
I'm also handing out course evaluations if you want to fill one out. I'm just handing them out in the meantime.
No. I was gonna.
Yeah, chapter 9's right here. You can also take a course evaluation
One question you might want to go over.
if you want to fill it out by
Yeah,
hand.
time. You should be recording it that way.
Let me just ask this as well.
So you're not really excited about it.
Because of the customer here, because of that?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
exactly right. And then, where's like Evan at, and then also, is this stuff blank intentionally or?
Yeah, intentionally. Because they follow the same rule. They're not exceptions. These are the exceptions to the rule.
Okay.
That's the only one. Did you cover that already?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay, next week. Or
Going
there's
with the original.
I'm printed. Okay, so yeah, for you.
everything is good.
Right. So next week we're going.
Yeah, I mean, I printed it, but I didn't share it. I printed it today. Okay. Okay. Oh, I just went to
Alaikum assalam.
Haven't read the link.
Yeah, I did.
What you gonna do about it?
I'll look into it, inshallah.
Inshallah. And I finished my homework up to 9 too,
Okay, very good.
which means to be calling me.
Inshallah. Sister Mina, the battery's dying. And can you see if the projector, the clicker is found as well?
I think it's plugged in.
Shows the battery's dying.
The plug is right there.
45 minutes.
This is the plug for it, right? Is it plugged into the laptop?
Yep.
Is it on now?
Yes.
Okay. Did anyone else need that one out?
Okay. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. How is everyone doing today? Excellent. Are we ready to take the final exam today, inshallah? Yes. Is there a speaker under here? It's echoing back, right? Let me just move this up a little. What's that? If there's no chapter 9, you're ready for the final exam? Everyone agreed? Okay. No, if there's no chapter 9, then you're ready right now. That's good. That's good to hear. Inshallah. So we might just add a chapter 10 in there, inshallah. Make life easier, inshallah. All right. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Okay, who remembers exactly where we left off? The chapter 9 part, I think everyone, hopefully, has got that part down. Chapter 9, example 2. Okay. So, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in amma ba'd. So, quick recap on chapter 9. So far we have learned the plurals, right, in the previous chapter, and we've been, in the previous chapter, right? Yes. And we understand a little bit about kind of how the plural functions, kind of how it's working generally. So we're going to be building upon that and looking at all the stuff that we learned that we did not learn the plurals of. And we're going to be filling those things in this chapter. So that's pretty much what we're doing in this chapter, chapter 9. We're filling in all the places where we did not actually learn the plural. So for example, you remember in the past we learned how to say fi, right? And we learned li. And we learned ila, and all of those words, right? But we didn't learn when we learned the ka. Do we learn the ka, like fi ka? Yeah. We did or we didn't? No, we did. Okay, you didn't learn that. We learned sami'ta, right? So now we fill it in. We learned sami'tum in addition to the sami'ta. All we're doing is we're taking everything that we learned and we're building upon it, especially the pronouns. Okay. So that's all that really we're going to be experiencing this chapter. So it may look it may look daunting, but don't get deceived. It's actually just filling in some of the stuff that we've already seen before. So going back to example 1 real quick. So we have kitabuka, example 1, kitabuka nadhifun wa kitabuhu wasikhun. So if you were to take this sentence and transform it into plural, take every singular here and transform it into plural, what would it be? So let's make it easier. You take all the underlined words and transform them to plural. What would it be?
Would it be
No, just the underlined words. The whole thing isn't underlined.
But I was thinking like
So just
example 1.
no, yeah, I know. Just the underlined part. Anyone? Anyone want to volunteer? No, plural. Kitabukum, yes. Kitabukum nazifun wa kitabuhum wasikhun. And if we were to make it into feminine plural, we would get feminine plural. Kitabukunna nazifun wa kitabuhunna wasikhun. Right, so we know how to do that now, right? So we got the plural down. Okay, that's basically what we're going to be learning mainly up until now. So we learned that in the previous one. Everyone did exercise 9.1? Who did 9.1? Alhamdulillah. Good. Okay. So now we move on to example 2. So example 2, لِمَاذَا سَجَدَ يُوسُفُ لِلَّهِ سَجَدَ لَهُ لِأَنَّ يُوسُفَ مُسْلِمٌ. So we began explaining this already, right? So if I ask you, لِمَاذَا, you didn't do your homework. And then you're going to say, لِأَنَّ, and then you give me some excuse, right? If I say, are you ready for the final exam? And you say, no. I'm going to say, لِمَاذَا. You're going to have to answer me and explain. لِأَنَّ, I was sleeping, or whatever excuse you want to bring. Alright, so that's all we're learning, 2 words, limadha and li'anna. So you're going to learn how to use limadha, which means why, and you're going to learn how to use li'anna, which means because. So if we look at this example, we learned some things. We learned the question word limadha, and it's written exactly like this. So you write li, and then you write madha. Okay, so what does li mean actually? 2 or 4, right? So actually the li in this also means 4. And we learned ma in the first chapter means what? It means what? Right? And it's a question. So madha is the same thing as ma. So basically you're saying li for what? So if you ask somebody for what are you asking them actually? Why? Right? For what reason? You're actually asking why. So limadha means why. Alright, and then li'anna is another thing. Oh, we learned one more thing, lahu. So sajada lahu. Okay, so let's look. So number 1 we learned limadha. Limadha means why. It can come before a verb or it can come before a noun. Okay, so if I say al-kitabu kabirun, لماذا الكتاب كبير? I can ask you that question and you're going to have to explain it to me. Right? So if I was going to say al-masjidu nadhifun, which means what? The mosque is clean. So if I say لماذا المسجد نظيف? Right. So you can start giving me an explanation about Islam encourages cleanliness and all of these other explanations, right? So this is what we have to learn. So number 1, limadha can be used before a noun, which you're going to use it in a nominal sentence, right? So nominal sentence, use limadha. All right? Yeah. And it can also be used before a verb, which means that it can go before a verbal sentence. So somebody give me a verbal sentence. لماذا نسجد لله. So what does نسجد لله mean? Did we learn this yet? No, we didn't. Okay. أسجد. No, we didn't learn مضارع yet. Okay. سجدت. Right? Right? Sajadtu means what? I prostrated. Lillahi, to Allah. So if you say لماذا سجدت لله, or even easier, لماذا سجد المسلم لله. What does that mean? Why did the Muslim prostrate to Allah? Right? And then you answer it. So this is how you use limadha. Very simple. You take any verbal sentence or any nounal sentence and you just put limadha in the beginning. And if you want to be, modern, you can just put a question mark at the end. And if you want to be pre-modern, classical, traditional style, you don't even need the question mark and you're perfectly fine. Okay? So that's limadha. So limadha comes before a nominal sentence or a verbal sentence. Also, we learn the word li'anna. Okay, so if you look at the sentence here, لِمَاذَا سَجَدَ يُوسُفُ لِلَّهِ. Why did Yusuf prostrate to Allah? Now you want to answer it, and you say, sajada, forget the lahu part, okay? He prostrated, meaning to Allah, لِأَنَّ يُوسُفَ مُسْلِمٌ. Okay, لِأَنَّ means because. Now you see what happened? You took a normal sentence, a nominal sentence. How do you say Yusuf is a Muslim? I need a volunteer. Yes, Auntie. Yusufu Muslimun. Very good. Okay, why Yusufu, not Yusufun? Exactly. Thank you. All right, that's the way it's written. That's the best answer I've heard. MashaAllah. This is the kind of answers I want to see. That's the way it's written. All right, so Yusufu Muslimun. Now, if you want to say because Yusuf is a Muslim, you put li'anna, but Yusuf becomes a fatha. So why does Yusuf become a fatha? Because the word li'anna works exactly like the word inna, which we've seen before, right? Do you remember what inna does? So if you take the sentence Yusufu Muslimun, Yusuf is a Muslim, and you put inna in front of it, what do you get? Inna Yusufa Muslimun. That's what you get. So if you use inna, you go back, this will definitely be in your final exam. Inna Yusufa Muslimun. All this does, this inna has the power to do what? It takes like this energy, right? This energy comes out, flows out, and causes the dhamma that used to be here and turns it into a fatha. Magic. That's what the inna does. Now the word li'anna does exactly the same thing. Okay, and if you're interested to know, and if you care to know, the word anna, right, is very similar to the word inna, and you just put a li before it. What does li mean again? For, right? And what does inna mean? Indeed or verily, but we don't translate it, right? So this is basically saying, for the reason that indeed or verily such and such thing, which means because. Basically you're explaining why. So you don't need to know that, but just if you care to know that. So li plus anna equals li anna. Okay? Yeah.
Inna turns the very next word into fatha, or it's like remove the subject of the. I mean, is he used as a subject here, right?
Yes.
So inna turns the subject into fatha.
Inna turns the subject, making it have a fatha. Same thing with li anna. Does the same thing.
But if there was a verb coming after that.
You do not use verbs after li anna. So that's the thing.
No, but only with inna.
Inna also, you don't use verbs after inna. Yeah, we said only nouns after coming after, right? So inna, after inna comes a noun, and after li anna comes a noun. And that noun will take a fatha. That's all we need to know, okay? Yes.
What I was going to say, like, limaza, for what? The same thing occurs in Spanish. For it's for, and
Alhamdulillah.
is what.
Alhamdulillah. Awesome. Good observation. All right. So li'anna Yusufa Muslimun. So if I want to ask you a question, why is the masjid clean? Why is the masjid clean? And I want someone to ask the question and I want somebody to answer, because the masjid is the house of Allah. Who's going to ask the question? Yes, Bismillah. No. Ask the question. Ask the question first. Ask the question in Arabic. Why is the masjid clean? Why is the masjid very clean? لماذا المسجد نظيف جدا. Who would like to answer the question? Yusuf, Fazila. Did you raise your hand?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I don't know what the answer's supposed to be. What's the answer?
The answer is because the masjid is the house of Allah. Okay. So who would like to help her? There's two small modifications. Masjidah needs to have a fatha. Yeah, it's okay. You're excused because you're multitasking. Yes, that is a good point for the people who are supposed to set it up. Yes. لأن المسجد, there was one more issue. So she said, لأن المسجد بيت الله. So, huh? So it's لأن المسجد بيت الله. He. Exactly. Good. Okay. So that's exactly how it works. So لأن المسجد بيت الله. He. We got that? Yes. Exactly. So why is